The Mauschen is a Tier 9 German tech tree heavy tank. Just like the Mausch at Tier 10, this is the heaviest Tier 9 in the game, weighing in at 169 tons. Not only that, but it also carries some very strong armor, a lot of hit points at over 2,500, and a gun that has the exact same penetration and damage per shot as the Tier 10 Mausch. So what are the downsides of this tank? Well, actually there aren't many. One of them is the Q-Bopola on the top, as you can see it there. That is a pretty big weak spot, especially because you can shoot it basically all over the vehicle, and that obviously is something that does not exist on the Mausch. But the turret cheeks are quite a bit smaller than the Mausch's, so it is a weak spot, but as long as you can wiggle the tank back and forth, especially because you're very tall, a lot of vehicles are looking at it like this, so it is still a very tricky shot, but if you can hit it, you'll pen most of the time. But the nice thing about this tank, and the reason why I've always loved it, is down to the fact that it just has so many hit points, and you can just use all of your hit points in the battle and still win. Even against Tier 10 opponents, sitting at 2,544 hit points means that you have more than vehicles like the T125, the FE2-5B, the WZ-113, and most mid-heavy tank hit point pools. Sure, there's vehicles like the 60 TP that have 2,700, but that's only about 150 more than a Tier 9 heavy tank that carries the same gun as a Tier 10 heavy. So you can see why I like this tank, and it's also why I've been able to sport a 88% win rate with 40 battles in the vehicle. So obviously, let's get into some gameplay and see just exactly what the Mauschen can do. If you enjoyed today's type of content and you'd like to see more like this, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. Now, what do we have up against us? We got an M103, a VK72, and that's actually it for the heavies. I mean, technically a Jagdpanzer E100 is also a heavily armored vehicle, so yeah, and also that thing does deal like a lot of my hit points in a single shot, so I should be very careful about it, but let's see where my team wants to go. I am driving. Now the Mauschen, unlike the VK100, does go 25 kilometers per hour. It doesn't carry nearly as good of a power to weight as the Mausch, but it still can reach that speed, which is it's pretty nice, at least to put it in those terms. So I'm just going to keep on driving up. Hopefully the enemy heavies do go this way, because I'd like to actually brawl them. But we're going to find out. Looks like the Jagdpanzer is going this way, so that's pretty good news. Let's keep going, and well, I mean, if the Jag pokes us, we'll get a pretty easy shot into his vehicle. We also got the grill over here, so wow, okay. Guess the grill's just going to hit that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you know the grill is the most accurate tank at Tier 9, or Tier 10? Like, what? That was pretty stupid. Alright, well, let's aim in a shell onto the Jag. There you go. And look at that. We did get a bounce, thankfully. But yeah, that grill shot was stupid. I wish I could get shots off like that. But, alright, so we got the grill back there. We do have a lot of tanks here. We got the VK72. Let's put on my adrenaline. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Oh, my God. Teammates, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what else to say about it apart from AMX-50B completely blocking me. But we are getting some bounces. We've already blocked about 1,800. And I don't want to be hit by this Jag, so we're going to pull forwards. This AMX might be tapped, but maybe we can get a shell in. Come on, aiming, and boom! There you go. But he did tap the weak spot. We went over that being a pretty big weak spot, so yeah, clearly, if you have the hatch exposed, you will pen it a lot of the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. That 50B, I don't know what he's doing, but I want to get some shells out. Maybe we can get a shot into this grill if he backs up. Aiming, and beautiful. Alright, so let's see. There's the Jag, and I'm not sure exactly what this grill has planned, but there you go. Nice shot into his vehicle for 492. And another bounce. I mean, we've blocked 2,400 damage at this moment. And now we're going to pull forward. So we could get a shell into this VK, but it looks like he is already out of a shell. The Jagdpanzer did fire, which is good for us. That means that guy's not too much of a threat, but this 50B does need to end up penetrating his shells. If he doesn't, I could be very quickly dead. Thankfully, the 50B did pen his shots. We do have the grill over here, and aiming. No, can't get that shell out, but we do also have, like, the M103. Get a nice tap into you, and look at that, more bounces. The craziest part about this battle is even though we've been penned by a Jag, and we've been hit quite a few times, we're still up of 700 hit points, meaning that I'm not a one-shot for any enemy vehicle on the teams. So here's the 54. There you go. Nice shot into him. I'll pull forwards. Maybe we can get a shell out. I'll even put on my adrenaline. I want to clear this guy as quickly as possible, obviously. So we're going to pull forwards. Oh, that's got to hurt my guy. And goodbye. There you go. 54 is taken out. So you can see, sure, the armor doesn't always work in the Mauschen. There are examples where we got penned in the hatch and we got hit quite hard. But for the most part, this is still a pretty solid game. We got a shell onto the 140, and there you go. Nice tap for 472. And that's that. Oh boy, that guy just got completely demolished. But that was a good game. We did over 3,000 damage. We even rammed that T-54 for a bit. There you go, 3,362. And it showcased why I do like this tank. Now, I'll be honest, not every situation is fantastic for this vehicle. There's a lot of people that have told me they absolutely hated grinding it, and I can see why. It is slow, and in a lot of situations, you can get yourself stuck in scenarios you probably don't want to be. But we're going to see what we can do here again. So I'm going to go towards base A. Base C, it's fantastic. Sometimes you can cap it, and then you can push on up. But every time I push towards base C, especially in a very large vehicle like this, I just find more often than not that somebody pokes that little hull down spot and pens me in the turret. So instead, we're going to push over towards A, and then I'm going to come over around, and maybe we'll see if that works out. What do they have for heavies? Well, they got an IS-4 and an E5, and that's it. So not too bad on the heavy lineup. They are capturing base B, which means they do have a tank that will most likely either pop around this corner or is going to push up towards where my 50 TP and I am going to be heading. So here we go. Ooh, that's an AMX-30. Well, that's not really a heavy now, is it? There's the E5, and in this situation right now, I have a choice to make. I can shoot at this AMX-30, which I'm going to do. No, we can't get a shell in just yet. But honestly, right now, that's also an object. 704, I don't want to be hit by any of that. We did get hit, which was my fault, I'll be honest. I shouldn't have poked that, but boop, there you go. Nice tap into the AMX, and yeah, that was a pretty big tap, wasn't it? That took off a majority of that guy's hit points. Now, we are bleeding. We've lost already about 1,000 hit points. Oh boy, more than 1,000 hit points. We're already down to 800, and I bet this E5 is also going to try and pen us. What happened to my ST1? Oh, he's all the way over there. Well, that's not good news, and the 704 is being really greedy, but, you know what, I don't blame him. He might just kill us in just a moment. Pull forwards. Move! Move! My god, I'm gonna die. Alright, well, we're still alive. I did bleed a lot of health, but to be fair, were dealing with mediums on a battle that I feel like we really shouldn't have been. There's another shot into that 704. Big alpha, punching hard. Oh boy, but the E4 did end up, or the E5 did end up finishing off my teammate in the process. We're going to put on our adrenaline here. I do want to either finish off the enemy 704, or we can back up. I mean, that was a nice shot in, and again, we are going to just back up. We do obviously have a pretty decent amount of DPM for the alpha we do carry on this vehicle. Let's back up. There you go, another nice bounce. I mean, you can see the armor doing its job. We did bleed, we did have tanks on our side, but for the most part, we're doing okay here. As long as our team, I mean, no, never mind, I lied. This team is blowing their hit points like no tomorrow. But hey, another shot into that E5. Also a damaged Amarak means that this guy's reload is way longer at this point. So maybe we can get another shell out into this E5. Speed, let's go. Come on. Stop him, ST1. Oh my god. You had like one job to stop the guy from running away, and you failed. You literally failed. Alright, well, let's see if we can get a shell into this E5. Come on, and boop, there you go, nice tap. He did pen me, and this ST1 is quite bad, I'll be honest. He's probably not going to let us get this win out, but I'm going to try my best. I think that we still out-reload this E5. He has a damaged Amarak, so I'm pretty confident in that, and there... Oh my, wow. We were so close. If this ST1 just stopped the guy from running away, we could have cleared him, but unfortunately, yeah, I just bad teammates. Either way, we bled a bit, and it doesn't seem like even if I hadn't have bled, we would have won. Unfortunately, the mediums were still quite healthy, so you can see where the Mauschen does not win every battle. There are situations where, yeah, you're up against a lot of enemy opponents, and they're going to bully you. I mean, that 31-er, sure, the guy pushed to the wrong spot, he died very quickly for it, but he still took off probably about 900 hit points from us because I was trying to focus on these guys over here. The 704 hit me when I turned, so... we did get bled a bit, but even with that, we still did pretty decent, I think. We got that 704 twice, we got the E4 3 times. Yeah, we did 3,200 damage, so we clearly did our job on this vehicle, and when you're doing top on the team in a Tier 9 heavy, and you've got vehicles like Leopard 1s that... Oh, boy. Well, that's all I need to say. Either way, I like the tank, and I've always liked it. It's a fun vehicle, it's got really big alpha, and decent DPM for the tier that it's at. Unfortunately, we couldn't clear that T110E5. I really wanted to, but... just not every situation is going to be a golden one. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.